Hello doers and welcome to today's webinar about AI in Odoo release highlights for versions 19.1, 19.2 and 19.3. My name is Andre and I will be the one presenting all these brand new features to you. So let's take a small look at the agenda. We are of course going to have a very small introduction and then we are going to directly see all the release highlights. So we are going to see the new features one by one, and afterwards we are going to have a small demo of all these features in a more practical use case. Afterwards we will have of course some time for a Q&A session. So first of all, this webinar is about AI in Odoo. So in case you're here for vibe coding in Odoo SH or Odoo on-premise, this might not be as relevant as you would expect it to be, because we are really going to focus on the new features of AI inside Odoo, so with the AI agents and so on. Let's start directly with the release highlights. So we have plenty of new features available starting in 19.3. Most of these features were actually released in 19.3, which means that as of today, you will not have them if you create a new SaaS database, but you will have them as soon as 19.3 will be available for you. Let's go through the features one by one. So we have a lot of interesting ones. The first one already was very expected, I think, because it's basically the capacity of updating records, which means that we will now be able to have AI agents generate, update records. Sorry, I spoiled the next one. We're going to be able to update records by simply asking the agent to do so. The following one is the create records one, which is also going to allow us to create new records through AI agents. Both of those are very helpful and interesting, and both of those are also linked to the third feature that we're going to see, which is the generate images feature. So this, of course, since we can update records and generate records, we are now also able to generate images, for example, for our products, but we're going to see together how it works. Regarding the website part, we also have some great news. So you all know that we can generate text in our website thanks to AI. Now we can also directly vibe code the website. So let it choose the theme and not only the text, and also, of course, eventually images. We also have a brand new topic, which is about web search, which will allow us to fetch information online. And we also have a new way of improving our SEO thanks to AI. Then if we go back to the agents part, we have other interesting stuff that was requested, such as the batch source upload. So for those of you who don't know, the sources are just documents that we can feed our AI agents so that have more information about specific stuff. We can now batch upload them, and we can now also manually recompute our sources, because as of 19.2 until 19.2 we could only recompute our sources by deleting them and adding them back once again. Now we will have a small server action that allows us to do it manually. But who says server actions also says that if you are a smart guy, you can also automate this action. And last but not least, we also have the great feature of asking AI agents from the file preview in the document app, which means that I will just have to open a document in the document app, and I will be able to ask the AI agent to explain to me the most relevant stuff that I can find inside this document. So that's it for the features. Let's see together how they actually work in a database. So first, a little bit of context. Who are we? We are Apex Drones. We are a brand new company and we want to build a website to sell our drones. We also want to be able to have support without any human interaction. And the only thing that we have is actually a picture of our drone and a very small document about our drones. So that is not a lot. Let's see how we can work with all of this. So we are first going to start by creating a new website from scratch. So you can see that I am here in this brand new database. I have absolutely nothing installed, and we're going to activate the website app. So if I activate this now, is just to show you that really, even if you start with absolutely nothing, it will be quite fast to create your own website with Odoo AI and Vibe coding. So of course, we're going to have a bit of waiting time while I install the app, but let's start from scratch here. You will see why. Now it still needs to build our website. Here we are directly on the brand new homepage, and as you can see, it is totally blank. What we're going to do is to just go on the edit button right here, as if we wanted to edit the page, and you all know that we can drag and drop blocks inside our web page in order to have a very nice page. Well, this is nice, but now we're living in the future and we have this small AI button. If I click on this button, it opens the chat with the AI website assistant. And as you can see, we already have some predefined prompts, such as help me create a new page or improve my page. But in this case, we're directly going to ask it something a bit more complicated. So we are a drone company called Apex Drones. We want a landing page to showcase our products and emphasize the Apex Predator, our brand new drone who can go more than 300 kilometers per hour. Also, we want this website to be dark, black and gray, with some red touches. Okay, now of course this will take some time because the AI will need to analyze all of this and to compare all the existing snippets that it can use before it will be able to generate the page. So we can expect a bit of waiting time of around 30 seconds to maybe 1 minute, but you will see that it is totally worth it, because in the end we will have a already ready to use website. The only thing that we will have left will be to maybe check again the text, check again the descriptions, and change the images and put the images of our drones, for example. Let's see how long it takes. Normally, as I was saying, between 30 seconds, 1 minute should be enough. If we make more advanced queries, it can take some more time, but I will make use of this time to already explain to you the web search topic that I was talking about before. So in this case, I didn't do it because I didn't want it to take too much time, but we can now also give links to our AI agents in our queries, and we can ask them to, for example, in this case, make a website that looks a bit like Odoo's website, or that is inspired by Odoo's website. In this case, I would just need to add the information and the link of the website in my prompt and say, okay, make me a website that talks about blah, 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 and make it look like Odoo's website. This is thanks to the new web search tool and topic that allows us to do this kind of stuff. Let's wait some more time. Normally in something like 10 seconds we should be good. I like gambling, so that's why I said 10 seconds. Actually, I have no clue because it's AI, you know how it is. So I actually might have been right. It stopped loading, but we still don't have our website. Let's wait some more time. If it's not working, you know how it is. Demo time is bug time, so we will just try again in another database if it doesn't work in this one. Let's wait some more time. Maybe ask our agent. Okay. This was of course unexpected, but as I was saying, it's the demo effect. Yeah, let's start again. Okay, make a super simple homepage with a green theme for our drones. Let's hope this works this time. As you know, AI can be a bit messy from time to time. Anyway, I am pretty sure it will work this time. It will go faster because it's something quite easy. So maybe we can still go back, whoops, to our slides and check what else we wanted to do. So create a website from scratch. I would have loved to say it's done, but actually it didn't do it. So we're going to do it afterwards if it's not working. We also have the ready to use product images that we want to add directly. Now you can see that it has done our website. So no real clue why it didn't do the previous one, but anyway, now we have this one, simple, powerful, ready to fly. As you can see, it has created our website, and we can then save this one and oops, sorry, touch the microphone. Before going to the product, we can also go to the other feature that was about SEO enhancing. So if I go here to my website, word right here, I can just click then on optimize SEO. And you probably know this interface. It helps you like repair broken links, remove them, enhance your website, have images, cover images. Basically, it helps you prepare your SEO for better referenciation on all the search engines. In this case, we have added the update with AI option. And if I click on this, it will take a little bit of time. You can see that it's loading right here, and it will actually create everything for me. So I have the title, I have the description. It didn't change the cover image for now because we didn't add any images, and it also adds all the keywords. And then we can just save this, and it has already been SEO optimized. If we go here on our pages, we can see it has been optimized. Great. So now that we have our website and that we did it on the first try, of course, we can add a new module, which is e-commerce, because we, of course, want to sell our drones. So we will have to create our product, and we will have to check some stuff inside this product, such as give it an image, check if the image is relevant, if it's good enough, or if we need to add anything else. So let's wait a bit, and we should really soon have our e-commerce module installed. Once this is done, you will see two other features that we have talked at work, namely the update records with AI and create records with AI. Afterwards, we are also going to use the generate images one. Oops. So if you remember here, it's the three first that we talked about. We have already seen the vibe code your website one. I didn't go very far, but of course you can also specify to the agent if you want to add like specific blocks such as carousels, images, columns, or whatever. We have talked about the web search topic. We have talked about improving your SEO, and now we're going to work with the rest of the stuff. I keep selecting the wrong image. It's the wrong background. It's not an issue. Let's go to our products. Here in the e-commerce, as you can see, we have absolutely no products. So I could create my new product by hand, and that's probably better if I do it. But at the same time, I really want to show you this new feature. So I am going to show you how to create something with AI. You just need to open the small Ask AI button right here, and you can just ask to generate a product named Apex Predator. In the description it should mention that it goes 300 and more kilometers per hour. It is tracked by serial number. What else? And has a cost of 1,000 euros and a sales price of 2,000. Let's wait for a while and we should be able to have our ready-to-use product right away. So, of course, in this case, for the product, it doesn't make a lot of sense to create them with AI, but it can be way more interesting whenever you are doing support, or whenever you are doing a quotation and you are on the phone and you don't want to take your time to open the app and create your quotation by yourself, and you can just write everything here and then you can confirm by saying let's do it, and it will generate everything and you can click on it right here. You will see that we have our Apex Predator. We have it being a goods product type and it is tracked by serial number. It has its sales price and its cost. So this is nice. Of course, we can modify it right here. So change its cost to 100 and to 1,500, and after a while it will do it. Let's change it. Let's do it. And of course it has changed it right here. So this is nice. Now before we can publish our product, maybe we want to add an image, and I mean it's good because I already have an image. It's not the best image of my drone, but I took a picture. You can see it's right here. Yeah, it's a nice picture, but it's not the best. So what I can do is once again open my AI agent, and as soon as it's open, I can say, okay, generate an image of this drone flying on the ocean. I don't know, whatever poetic stuff I can say, in the sunset. Now we can wait for some time and you will see that it's super interesting because it will not just generate a crappy image of a random drone flying on the ocean in the sunset, but it will, trust me, as soon as it is ready you will see it, it will show you this very drone based on this very image that we have added. So let's wait for some seconds and we should be able to have our drone flying on the ocean in the sunset. Here it is. So this is great. Now that I have this, of course, I can change the shots, have a wider cinematic view or fly it higher, so on, so on. But if I am happy with this image, which I am, I can also decide if I want to use it as the main photo or if I want to use it as an extra photo. I can also, of course, download it in case I really like this one and I want to put it as my background. In this case, we're just going to add it as an extra photo. So I clicked on extra photo, and if I go here on the e-commerce tab, you can see that we have this extra photo that has been added. And for me, the real nice thing, as I already said, is that you can see that it really took this image and it just made the propellers work and put it above the ocean. It didn't create a brand new image of a drone. It didn't create a drone that is very similar to this one, but it's not exactly the same one. It's really this drone. So even if you have only one image of your very specific product, you will now be able to have way more advanced pictures to showcase on your website. Let's just publish it, and now if we go on the website, you can see that we have both pictures right here. One thing that I didn't mention about the vibe coding of the website is that it works for custom pages, but it will not work the same way for special pages such as the shop page or whatever other page that you can have that is directly linked to another page, to an app on your database. So in this case, we just have the main page that we decided to create, but then what we can also do is to just take all the information that is in this page and copy and paste it in the other pages, such as the theme, the colors, and so on. That's already good for all this part. Now we are going to see how to batch source upload and how to manually recompute our sources. So let's go back to our database. You can see that I have the AI app, which is not mandatory, but which allows us to check what we need to check with our AI agents. Let's just create a new AI agent in this case. You know what? First, I will need to install the live chat module because we are going to do all of this for the sake of having a ready-to-use live chat bot, live chat AI agent on our website. So let's start by activating live chat, and afterwards we are going to go to the AI app. Right here we now have the live chat AI agent, and we can actually directly configure this one. I will not go again through the configurations of the AI live chat agent. Just know that you can change its temperature and decide if it's restricted to sources or not, and then you have a small prompt to tell it what to do. And now we have the sources page where we can actually add sources. So what is source? For those of you who are familiar with AI language, it's to improve the RAG of your agent. So basically, you will just provide your agent with more information, more precise information that it will take into account before answering you. So it's like if you made your agent study more before an exam. So you're going to add a source, and we are going to upload a file, in this case, which is the Apex Predator. So as you can see, this is just one file, nothing very difficult. Let's just refresh the page. It takes some seconds. Let's take this time to also install the Knowledge app, because you will see it can also be super interesting in this kind of use case, as well as the Documents app, which I could have installed at the same time, but I like to take my time with this kind of stuff, so I will just wait for the Knowledge app to be installed. Here we are, and now we can install the Documents app, activate, and you will see that well, of course, it will already have analyzed our document, but our file that we have uploaded, but we are going to be able to add other stuff to our agent right here, such as documents and knowledge articles. So we still do not have knowledge articles for now, or more likely, like we have the welcome administrator one, which is not super interesting in this case. So we're going to create a new article, for example, to explain our drones and their specificities. So drone specificities and other stuff. Okay, our drones are 100% handmade in Belgium. That's good. And then we're going to add a sub article here, which is speed test of our drones. And here, for the sake of the example, I am just going to ask AI to directly generate some information. Of course, in the real world, you would have already your documentation about your drones. So create a small article about the speed tests that we made on our Apex Predator drones. Now we will wait for a while. This was already existing, so in 19.0, but of course you can ask AI to help you write stuff inside any HTML field in Odoo. Here I am just doing it because I am lazy, so I am just going to wait. And here we have our great article, and we are going to use this. And now we have our super article about the speed tests of our drones. So that's nice. I can also go to the Documents app, and in the new folder, drones, I will directly add the same file that I have already added to the agent, which is basically just specificities about our drones, as you can see right here. Let's go again to the AI app and open our AI agent. We can now add some sources, and we can add, for example, from documents, we can add this document, or we can also add right here. If I go on, where is it situated? Here on drones, I can directly add this. And so if I add the folder, you can see that it also adds the documents inside, which is really nice. I can also add the knowledge article, and once again, I can add multiple knowledge articles at once, or I can also just add the main article, and it will automatically include the child articles. So this is really nice because we can now way more easily add all our information. All our RAG can be optimized easily. We're going to wait for a bit for the agent to actually process these sources, but in the meantime, what we can do is showcase something else that was really interesting, which was that in the Documents app, if I open now this product, if I open this document, I can see that I have this small button right here, which is Ask AI, which should, allow me normally to ask questions about this drone, this document. Apparently, since I am on a run, but as I was saying, 19.3 hasn't been released, I'm facing a small problem right here, but it will of course work, and this can be a game changer, of course, for when you need to search information on your documents, because you no longer need to download them and then look manually with Control Fs and other stuff and so on and so on. You can just directly click on Ask AI and ask your agent what is inside this document. So either a summary, or you can also ask, okay, what kind of bearings do I have, and it will tell me that I have the Japanese ISO ceramic bearings and so on and so on. So this is actually also a game changer for productivity, because you can have access to all the information inside your Documents app way more easily. Let's go back to the AI app and check if our agent has processed its sources. Usually it goes way faster, of course. Once again, since we are doing this demo in live, it's taking a hell of a lot of time, but it's not an issue. We can just stay here and talk about everything else. We have seen already all these features, so update records, create records, generate images. What we can also talk about is an eventual pre-sales flow. So while we wait for this to be ready to finalize the live chat part, I can already explain to you how we could now work if we had the CRM app that we're going to install right now. So as you can see, it's been, I think, less than 30 minutes, more or less, that we have been here, and we have already been able to do a lot. So this is just to showcase you how fast things can go now with AI when you need to create your websites, your pages, your products, and so on. And now we are going to see together how to use AI efficiently with the CRM app as well. We are going to add the CRM app. I also need to add the sales app. You will see why, but you will see it's really interesting to have these new features, because we can now go much faster, and we can, for example, go to a customer or have a customer on the phone and just open the Ask AI button right here and say, okay, create an opportunity, and then explain everything else. So name, of the customer is Mark Mallory, expected for end of June. He wants to buy 4 drones. Create a customer if not in DB yet. Also add an activity to contact him in 3 days. And you can do all of this while you are on the phone with your customer, for example. And actually, I might also spoil something to you. That's why we are having issues, of course. So our model is experiencing a high demand spikes. So we can just wait for a while that the AI gets a bit less demand. Of course, this wouldn't happen if you had your own API key. Here I'm using a shared one, so of course it doesn't help. What was I saying? Yes, I was about to spoil you one of the best features that we should have in the next months, which is actually the voice to text to action feature, which is amazing because basically they will need to rework a bit the interface right here of the chatter, but basically it will allow you to directly talk with your AI agent, which means that if you are, I don't know, you went to a prospect and you know that he's interested to buy stuff, but then you need to go back in your car and call the next one, go to the next customer, and then in the end of the day you still need to create the opportunities, create the invoices, not the invoices, the quotations, and so on. Well, with already this feature, you can already go way faster because you can just ask the AI to do it for you, or you can also, in the next month, you will also be able to ask the AI agent directly vocally by talking to him. So like you exit the customer's place and you just open Odoo on your phone and you're like, okay, create this opportunity for this customer, expected revenue 4,000 euros, expected products would be those kind of drones, create an activity, so on and so on, and you would actually have it already created before you even put a foot in your car, which is amazing because it prevents you from forgetting stuff, it prevents you from losing information, and it allows you to be way, way, way more productive. So let's just try again. With a bit of luck, it has processed the documents. Otherwise, unlucky for us, we have a demand spike. So I am not sure we will be able to have it right now. We can maybe wait some more seconds to see if anything happens, if we can access again the AI functionalities. Otherwise, we are going to go to the Q&A part. Let's start again a small query to see if it works. Create an opportunity for Mark Mallory and create the customer if he doesn't exist. It's thinking. I think it wasn't doing it before, so maybe we are lucky and the spike has ended. It has already recognized, you see, the query. It has put a name on the chat, and now it's working. Great. So I will create the customer record for Mark Mallory first. Let's do it, and then it will also create the opportunity. Let's do it. As I was saying, this will be even easier very soon because we will have the voice to text to action, which will actually be a game changer, I think, for everything that is linked to the pre-sales flow or even after sales flow, because basically whenever you are on the phone with someone or whenever you receive an email or whatever, you will just be able to talk with your agent to actually create any record that you might need. I think that's it for what I wanted to show you. Yeah, the live chat and support, I guess we are not going to be able to see it if it keeps struggling with the processing of the features, but basically I don't think I have it in any other agent. Basically the main feature that I wanted to show was here the manually recompute your sources feature, which is just a button that appears once again that appears right here on the between those columns, you will have a button as soon as it is done processing the files. So unfortunately, we arrive at a moment where the AI is quite busy, so processing documents actually takes a lot of time. That's unlucky for us, that's unlucky for you. You will have to trust me on this, or if you speak French, Italian or Spanish, you will be able to see it live in our next webinars, where we are going to see again this brand new release highlights of AI in Odoo. Let me refresh my page one more time. It's still not processed. I suggest we just move to the Q&A session. Thanks for your attention. I will see you in 10 seconds, maybe more, to answer all your questions. Hi again. So I see we have quite some messages. Let's start with the first question, who comes from LinkedIn. Can we personalize the AI agents? I don't know if it was asked before we actually opened the AI agents, but yes, of course, you can personalize the AI agents. You can select the model, you can select the prompt, you can explain to them what they need to do, you can give them sources, you can change the temperature. So if you want them to be more creative or more analytical or both. So yes, of course, you can personalize them quite much. If you have more precise questions, do not hesitate to write them down as well. Then I see a question from Ricards, I think. So when or if ever will we be able to connect other AI other than ChatGPT and Gemini? Well, there is an ongoing task to try and do it, but I do not have an answer with like a time-related. I don't have a time-related answer. I can only say that we're working on it. We are aware that a lot of customers demand this kind of feature. So my guess would be that we should have it quite soon. But I cannot give you a precise date for that. But yes, of course, it's one of our goals to be able to integrate to other LLMs and also to MCPs, so you know. Then Leiden asked what model is being used. So for now, it's ChatGPT and Gemini, as I was saying. The model on SaaS will be chat by default, but you can change it if you have your own credentials and your own tokens, of course. So you need API tokens to use AI in Odoo SH or on-premise, for example, or if you want to use your own model on SaaS as well. So, question from LinkedIn: what limitations exist with the AI model? Is it based on existing mainstream models, or is it owned by Odoo? Once again, so it's ChatGPT and Gemini. Limitations are therefore linked, of course, to these providers. And as I was saying, we're working to have more models available soon, but I cannot really give you a date for that. Are the AI inference costs covered by Odoo or by our AI? That's a nice question, Arnaud. So basically, the costs will be covered by your AI provider. So you will have to have not only a license, for example, ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Google Gemini license, but you will also need API tokens. So the cost of those tokens will, of course, depend a lot on the model that you're choosing. So, for example, if you take Gemini Turbo and not Gemini, the latest version, then of course it might be cheaper because Turbo is made to answer smaller queries. The same goes for ChatGPT Mini against ChatGPT 4 or 3 or whatever. The Mini one will have lower costs, of course, because it will be more limited, which also joins the question that was asked before. The limitations are really linked to your AI model, to your provider, the one that you select. Question from Facebook. Any plans to integrate Claude as well? I might repeat myself, but I still wanted to make it clear. Yeah, of course, it's one of the goals, not specifically Claude, but really a broader range of providers. Another question from the Greeny Lemon. Does the AI only work with English language, or can we use our different native language as well? Can we use AI to write emails in native language? Yes, it works in any language. Basically, it will by default answer in the language of your user on the database. So if you are a Spanish speaker and you ask a question to the AI in English but it's a database that is fully in Spanish, you might get an answer in Spanish, you might get an answer in English because you asked the question in English. So that really depends on the model, but basically you can communicate in whatever language that you want. It should be able to understand anything. It's really like if you open ChatGPT or Gemini, you can ask them questions in any language. And yes, you can use it to rewrite emails in native language or to translate stuff. So in case you want to learn more about that, you can go and check the talks that were done at the OXP this year about AI. We showcase a lot of this kind of stuff. So more LLMs are going to be added, of course. And I know, Barbara is asking, for example, if there is also the intention to have links with Mistral as an LLM. Of course, it's part of the plans. Like, that's one of the reasons why we are trying to have more LLMs, is to be able to open to a broader range of LLMs so that you can choose your specific European LLM alternative, which is for now, as you say, one of the only ones. Kelvin is saying that he didn't manage to generate an image. So as I said at the beginning of the webinar, maybe you weren't there, but all these features are in 19.3, which technically hasn't been released yet. There is still some bug fix. You will be able to test it soon in 19.3 whenever you create a new database. I don't remember exactly the date of the release of 19.3, but it should be in the coming days or weeks. But if you're in 19.0, 19.1, 19.2, it's logical that you cannot create images or records or do, I think, more or less half of what we did today, because most of these features were released in 19.3. I think I have asked to the question of Vedic as well. So about ChatGPT API key, yes, you need an API. You need API tokens to connect with ChatGPT or whatever. There is a question from Arnaud Grégoire. So the main question is, when will the AI be able to set up entirely the database for a customer based on vibe customization so that partners will eventually be useless? Well, for now, the AI cannot activate system parameters for you. It might be able to do it one of these days. I am not aware of an ongoing task on that, but it might be already the case. I would need to check that, but from what I know, it's not a priority right now, but it's, I think, something that should also arrive quite soon, because it has been a recurring request. Can you please confirm from Skazimov, can you please confirm whether AI in documents will be available in, available in document preview, will also be available in products documents as well? I am not sure. I will need to test. What I can suggest you do is create a new database whenever 19.3 is out, and you will be able to test it on your own. Question from LinkedIn, can we configure the guardrails prompts? So I guess you are talking about specific guardrails to avoid the AI to bypass the user access rights or stuff like that. Well, everything is already pre-configured in a very solid way in Odoo. Then you can maybe add more guardrails in your prompts. Of course, like the prompts that you see on the AI agents really work as normal prompts that you would give to an LLM. There is a question, I think also from LinkedIn. If I copy paste the discussion .txt file, so for example the transcript of a conversation in an opportunity, where do we have to put it so Odoo can read the content of the document and give us answers about it? I would say the best solution would be to put it in the attachments, because you can have fields that go and, like AI fields or AI automated fields that can go and fetch the information of the attachments and read it. But there is also something probably more interesting. I don't know if you're aware of it, but you can also add the transcript in whatever HTML field you're working on. So it depends, of course, of the kind of transcription that you need, but you can also have the transcription of your VoIP calls. So in case you have Odoo Phone installed, you can have, as of 19.0, the transcript of all your calls, and in this case you could be able to just fetch the information directly in Odoo. So there is another question from Facebook. How can I learn Odoo development and use AI features for client requirements? And is AI safe for data? Well, how can I learn Odoo development and use AI features for client requirements? It's a very broad question. You might learn a lot about Odoo development and the AI features directly in our e-learning platform. And as of the second part of the question, so is AI safe for data? As of now, it really depends on your provider and on the contract that you have with them as well. For the free version that you have on SaaS, basically it will be ChatGPT. As we said, we have a professional contract with them, which tells us that they do not use our data for training or anything, but since their servers are mostly in the States, your data will basically be the data of the request that you do to the agent, of course, not the data of your database, will be sent to the States so that the LLM can then answer, but it will not be used for training purposes. At least that's what they tell us in their contract. And maybe I can take this time to also talk a bit more about the data that is sent. Basically, if I make a request that is like, make me a pivot view of my sales per quarter and so on, the AI will not receive any information about our sales. It will just receive all the filters that it can use, and it will then generate the right view for you. But then if I ask them, okay, what is the content of the sales order of Mark Mallory that I have created on that day, then of course it will go and open that record, and so have a bit more information about that record. Another question from Anas: can we create a test database in Odoo with AI? I mean, technically, if you create a new SaaS database will have AI. So I guess this answers your question. And another question from Vedic. So what about client data security? I've barely talked about it right away, but right now. But basically, we are not sharing client data to the AI. Odoo doesn't share anything by itself. It's the customer who will ask the questions to the AI, who might send his data to the AI according to the way it formulates the questions. But basically, it has been programmed in a way that the AI receives only the information that it needs to answer the query. So nothing more, nothing less. Of course, if you ask about how much sales did I do, it will only have access to the number of sales. If you say how much did I make with all my sales, it will only have access to the global amount of your sales. But then if you ask, okay, as I was saying, what did I sell to this person on that day, then of course you give all the information to the LLM, and then of course this data will be sent to the LLM to be processed and to give you the answer to the query that you made. So as I was saying, so I'm seeing the question of I am Barbara again. So who is asking if we have a potential ETA for the LLM providers. It's really difficult to say. I would love to be able to tell you it will be for V20, but with the research and development, we never know, especially that even if it doesn't feel like it, OXP is really soon in the end because it will be in September. So it only leaves us May, June, July, and August. So it's like 4 months to really work on it. So if we manage to make it in 4 months, you will have it for V20. Otherwise, I guess 21 should be way more plausible. But again, I am not part of the R&D team, so I cannot really talk in their behalf for this. So you cannot use my words, let's say, to say that we will have it in V21. But I would say if everything keeps going as it goes for now, we might even be able to have it in V20, but it's really difficult to have a more precise ETA. Odoo seems to be on track to be a fully agent-driven, all-in-one company management software. Yes, I agree. This is epic. This is the goal. We want to make it as simple as possible. And then a question from Mauricio. Is there a native way to integrate AI in Odoo with WhatsApp? Not that I am aware of, but you can integrate it with live chats, which I wanted to show you, but we were having spikes of requests, so we weren't able to show it. But it should... I mean, with WhatsApp, I'm not aware of any ongoing task, but with live chat is already not bad at all. Then, of course, you can integrate it with email models, for example. So, like, have prompts in your email models, but I'm not aware if it's working with WhatsApp models. I don't think it is as of now. And you cannot really connect your AI agent to WhatsApp for now. As I was saying, you can add it to a live chat channel. The live chat channel, you can use it whether you are on a Odoo website or on your own website. You have a small snippet that you can copy and paste in your HTML, and you can then have your customers contact directly the AI agent of the live chat through that snippet on your website. Last question I see from, I don't know how to pronounce this surname, Tankoin Prezov. Would there be any business intelligence capabilities with the current models, like different types of analysis? Technically, yes, we already have some of them, but we are going to have probably even more because we are working also on more advanced dashboard possibilities with our AI agent. So for now, it can build pivot views, it can help you on spreadsheets, but I guess very soon we should be also able to have specific dashboards with AI and so on. I think that's it for the questions. Thanks a lot for participating to this webinar. Do not hesitate to go on our website. I saw the link in the chatter. You can explore the full pricing and calculate your costs. You can, I don't know if you see it, but you can scan the QR code. So I will leave it for some seconds, and you can also contact either, if you're already a customer, your point of contact, be it your salesperson or your business analyst, or you can also scan this QR code if you are a new or potential customer, and you can meet one of our advisors. It was a pleasure having you today, and see you next time.